Good afternoon, everyone. We'll get started in just a moment. Welcome.
Thank you for joining, everyone. We'll get going in just a moment. All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today. We're excited to have you here for the special session on Cortex's reimagined UI. To kick things off, I have the pleasure of introducing Dr. Jason Rimanick, our founder and CEO of Thalamus, and our driving force behind the innovation we see in our medical education technology. He's going to go over our updates, what's new, and what you can expect, and how it's going to improve your experience this recruitment season. So with that, I will turn it over to Jason.
Thank you so much, Amber, and good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for joining us. I am so excited to be hosting this webinar and have the privilege to do so on behalf of our team and on behalf of the GME community. Very excited so much, and there was so much excitement that we actually converted this into just more of a launch announcement and product discovery session to really show you what we've done with Cortex. And as a result of the hundreds to over 1,000 people that signed up, we're going to talk about Cortex Reimagined. The future of GME screening is here. So the big news today is we are introducing the new Cortex experience. It's faster, it's smarter, it's beautifully designed, and most importantly, it's built for you. And excited to go through everything that our team has done over the past year to make Cortex even better. And so today we're unveiling a platform not just to meet your needs, but to anticipate them, and more to come on that. But first, let's dive into the history of Cortex. Cortex was created in 2020. The pandemic had started, and we had programs that were coming to us saying, how do you streamline the application review process better? And how do you remove bias? And how do you allow us to find data more easily? We had programs that were printing out applications, some still do by hand, and we're going through them and counting how many times their city or their state appeared in a particular applicant's application as a marker for how likely that applicant was to interview and or potentially match their program. And of course, technology can do this much faster, and thus Cortex was born through that transition to virtual and through the start of the COVID pandemic, and it's been growing and building ever since. We built it to really help aggregate data and help streamline the review process, and overall, based on the programs that have used it previously, they've saved over 50% of their faculty and other reviewer review time in using Cortex to go through their ARIS applications. And then we added artificial intelligence for core clerkships. And in addition to providing the grades that Cortex always had, we're now able to provide distributions and percentiles to allow for comparisons both within and across medical schools without needing a Rosetta Stone to understand the differences and the diversity of grading and grading scales that exists throughout medical schools. And at Thalamus, we believe that application screening and review should be insightful and purposeful. You told us what was hard. You told us what works. And we listened. And so we rebuilt Cortex from the ground up, and I'm excited to show you this today. Our goal was to continue to streamline identification of applicants in strong alignment with programs. And what we're going to feature today is a new user interface and user experience and the enhancements that we make, which allow for less clicks and faster scrolling and even more streamlined workflows. And we integrated it with Thalamus Holistic Review, which is our scoring system. There are smarter and updated filters. There are streamlined workflows supporting competency-based scoring. And there's AI-ready architecture, the data-ready architecture to get us ready for the future. And we've included a Cortex Sandbox. We're really excited about this, and we know this was a big ask from the community. Key features including mock applicant data and combined with what we're calling real program metadata, including filters, screen fields, scorecards, applicant indices, keywords, and more. And it's fully integrated in a single platform with easy access for all program users with no additional login or other websites to visit. We wanted to make this as easy as possible for faculty, reviewers, admins, coordinators, managers to access the training environment. And our primary outcome here was to streamline change management for residency and fellowship programs by providing opportunities to better learn Cortex in a low stakes environment prior to the start of the season. And so when you need to navigate to Cortex, you'll see in your main Cortex view the ability, if you click on your name in the upper right-hand corner, you'll be able to see and access that Cortex Sandbox environment. You won't need any additional login, and it will take you right there, and you can always navigate back to your actual Cortex as well. And now I'm really excited to walk the community through a demo. Just going to change my screen here and then get started. And so this is the new view of Cortex. This is our technology-assisted application review and screening tool that helps facilitate review of applications using AI and other technologies. If you're brand new to Cortex, welcome. If you've used Cortex in the past, it looks very different, but the main workflows are essentially unchanged other than the fact that they've been streamlined. We still have the main application summary page that provides you a snapshot of each and every applicant. We have the more detailed page, and we have lots of ways to streamline your review overall. Kind of pointing out the key differences here. I'm in the sandbox. I'm in a demo of the sandbox environment, but you'll see the sandbox denoted by the tag being a sandbox in this bar at the top. You'll also see obviously fake applicants with cartoon pictures to really help you understand the difference between your actual live Cortex environment and this sandbox environment. We've done a lot of work to simplify the workflows and to really highlight the overall workflow to assist with change management and make it easier to use for programs. Under the settings tab is where a lot of your setup is going to happen. And that's including your user permissions, your blinders, your keywords, your applicant index, and your scoring administration. And so kind of working through these from the beginning, we've updated and have had updated since last year now the ability to have document permissions active in Cortex. And so prior to the AAMC and Thalamus API that connects Eris PDWS to the Thalamus products, we had to upload PDFs to Cortex, and programs could do that in bulk, but they could also choose which documents faculty and others were able to view. With the API, programs wanted that customization still. They wanted the data to flow through the API between the products, but they wanted full control over the application pieces that they could view. And thus, we allowed you to show which main pieces of the application you want to show or hide from those people that have a program interviewer, program resident, or program fellow role within Cortex. And so you can adjust those permissions overall and turn them on and off, and it will show or hide those fields. Administrators, coordinators, and directors will still have full access to all of the documents as well. And then we have screen fields. So still through the API automatically, any data that is screened in Eris or unscreened will be displayed here, and it will carry through to the API, and those features will be accessible within Cortex. And if you want to change that, you can change that within Eris, depending on your institutional and your program settings. But those settings will automatically carry forward. And if you make any changes, those will automatically update as well. And so right away, lots of user permissions and ways to blind various data in Cortex or screen various data. And we'll talk about a few of the other settings as well. Moving on to something very similar, but is what is Cortex specific. These are what we call blinders, and these are Cortex specific ways to hide fields. And so within each and every blinder, you're able to create a blinder name and then decide which of those categories of the application, if that section is turned on, that data will be hidden from those that are applying the blinder. And I'll show you what that looks like overall as well. Next, we have keywords, and you can build as many keywords as you like. and add new keywords. They can be geographic keywords. They can be particular keywords that you want to see throughout the application. It will search for the keyword. It will search for the keyword phrase, as I'm showing with underserved community. And it will search the structured text of the application to find those keywords. And Cortex is also going to tell you where in the application those keywords appear and allow you to navigate to those sections of the applications. We know geography is very, very important for programs. We know hometown is important. We know that geographic connection based on research that we've done is the major driver of where applicants eventually interview and where they match. And we've provided you even more ways to find that data. This is a feature from Cortex from the beginning, but we've been continuing to enhance it every year as well. Additionally, we have what we call applicant indices, and this is the first of many different types of kind of automated scoring and more technology-assisted scoring that can exist as well. What I'm showing here is predominantly academic qualifications. You can turn these filters on and describe their relative importance to you and decide which categories to include. You can then apply those applicant indices, and it's a way to sort your applicants based on that criteria that matters. We're updating and making significant updates to this over the next several months, and I'll describe that a little bit later in the webinar as well. But this is something we're very, very excited about. And when I talk about that kind of AI-driven data architecture and setting ourselves up for the future, this is very much that. In addition, it's beyond the scope of this webinar, but Cortex is integrated with Thalamus Holistic Review, which is our competency-based scoring system. This also integrates with Thalamus Core and across the entire suite of Thalamus products. The Cortex side of it allows your faculty or whoever is reviewing applications to create a Cortex application score that can then be combined with a core interview score. And all of those scores and scorecards and questions and competencies can be rolled up into an overall score that eventually formulates an initial and preliminary rank list, which you can use the rank list tool in Thalamus for, in Thalamus Core. And then once you finalize that rank list, you can export it out and upload it into the systems for the match. And so these are kind of the main settings to get your program ready to use Cortex for the upcoming season. Moving back to the main applications page, this is kind of the mission control or the main page within Cortex. It will show you all of your applicants for those that have a program administrator, program coordinator, or program director role assigned to them in Thalamus. Then you will see all of the applicants. Those with a program interviewer, program resident, or program fellow role will only see those applicants that are assigned to them. And I will show you throughout the webinar how to do that as well. But when you log into Cortex for the first time, particularly before the application season starts, which are the fellowships programs are next Wednesday for the July ones, and then in September for the residencies, and then in December for the December fellowships. You will see a message that says there are no applicants here. It will guide you to certain setup features as well. I have applicants preloaded because I'm in the sandbox environment, and you'll have the same applicants preloaded there as well. As we mentioned before, these are applicants with fake data, kind of mock data, but you are able to, based on your scorecards, your filters, and everything that you've built within Cortex and kind of your main live production instance of Cortex, you are able to use that program metadata here. Kind of going through the new navigation, the search bar has been highlighted right up top there, and you can search by name, school, hometown, etc. Applying several of the settings I just went through in terms of applicant indices and blinders, you can do here by selecting those blinders or those application indices. This is also where you're going to manage your filters. The filter set has continued to improve at Thalamus and expand every season. I can build a test filter here and save it. And we have lots of different conditions. We have all of the following is true and some of the following is true now. For those of you that used it last year, this was the equivalent of and or, where we allow you to build various groups and various conditions and build significantly complex or simple filter queries to filter your applicants. And whereas Cortex was created to be a supplement initially to the ARIS PDWS, as more and more programs are using it and now it being complimentary for all AIR's participating programs starting this season, right now in July. We expect more and more usage, and we're continuing to add filters. We've added a significant amount of filters from last year based on program feedback and specialty feedback. But you can build different filters from the various lists here. And hometown country is one of our new filters. You can do is or is not, and then you can choose all of the categories and sections that exist between all of the options that applicants may choose. You can build this, you can continue to add conditions, and then save and apply your filters overall as well. And so I'm not going to save that one here, but that's how you build the filters. And then similarly, once you've built the filters and named them, you can apply them and it will filter your data overall as well. The sort button's still here. You can sort via kind of the key characteristics within the application and in ascending or descending order and apply those sorts there as well. And that's kind of the main bar. The send to Thalamus is the way you'll send data to Thalamus and for the applicants that you have decided to interview, and we'll talk more about that. We also have the ability to sync your data from the sandbox to your live Cortex instance. So if you want to share data back to the production instance, you're able to do that as well. You also have an export button to export the data to CSV files or otherwise should you need to there in the upper right-hand corner. In terms of the applicant data, we've streamlined this workflow as well. It will include the applicant's name, their AAMC ID, the score that you eventually give them when you fill out a scorecard. Any preference signals will display here. If you're in a two-tiered signaling specialty, gold and silver will display. Preference signals will display for the single preference signal, single tier specialties. The geographic and division preferences and also the practice settings will also display there as well. The key data is highlighted here, including the applicant medical school. One of our big updates from last season was tracks supplied by applicant. For the fellowship programs, we will also list the residency program above the medical school for easy access as well. We've reordered some of the columns here to really focus on geography and also some of the Cortex and specific features, but we have both allopathic and osteopathic categories and key data in here as well. Additionally, we have our core clerkship grades that will pull for each school the core clerkships. It will show the grade using the AI that I talked about. This is just using AI to aggregate data, and it will build the percentiles, and it will show you where that applicant sits within that grading distribution, and overall the percentile of what that grade means for every category. If you're curious about our methodology, you're also able to access our methodology there as well. We have both STEP and COMLEX scores depending on the applicant and which exams they've taken overall as well. And so a lot of overall different data. You're able to see the PDF here because I've hidden some of the documents. It's also showing me that you've hidden some of this document from your program interviewers, residents, and fellows, and the admins, coordinators, and directors are still able to access it. For the score drawer, you can click score applicants, and that will appear here. You can also do it on the more detailed page. And we also have one of our feature favorites, the timeline view, that shows all of the applicants' activities in terms of a timeline, in terms of their education, medical education, training, and experience categories. You can see in a timeline view when they actually did these things, in addition to reviewing it in the application overall as well. In addition to this snapshot view, if you want more details of the applicant, you can click into the details page and it will show you the applicant overall as well. This is the main view of the applicant details page. We've updated the navigation to make it easier to jump between pages, and you can navigate between the applicants. Each applicant is its own page, and we're continuing to make updates there, but we're excited about that as well. The big change to the applicant page based on the details page based on the community's feedback is they wanted even less clicks. Last year, if you looked at this page after this kind of summary of the applicants, you'd see these tabs horizontally across this section of the application. And program directors and faculty and others had said, well, can you make it even easier? So it's even less clicks than that. We don't want to click through every section. And we said, okay, sure. So what we did was we built a page that scrolls infinitely throughout all of the sections. The header comes down with it as well. And you can navigate to any section of the application. You can also use these tabs here. If you want to jump to a particular part of the application, you can click that application and that part of the application and it'll jump to that header. The other big ask from the community was, Well, can we make documents even more accessible? Previously, they were on the bottom corner of the screen, they were on the right side, then they jumped into the score drawer, which I'll show you in just a moment. They're still there as well, but we've also included it in the main menu. And so you're able to see all of the documents. And if you click on the document, it will open up the raw document PDF of that section of the application, or now the full consolidated application. And here again, because I've blinded some of the data, it's showing me that we've hidden this document from interviewers and residents and fellows, because since I'm hiding some of the subsections, I can't show them the whole document, obviously, as well. And so these are the sections, and it's showing you that that's what they're not seeing. And so all of that data is available. And you can navigate through the applications. You can navigate to the next applicant. You can jump to a particular applicant's page. You can search for an applicant. You can filter. You can apply the various blinders as well. So if I want to hide names and scores, I can do that. And as you can see here, the name is gone, and all of that data disappears as well. And so let's say I want to score the applicant now. I can open up the score drawer here, and we'll get to scoring in just a moment. But I kind of just want to talk about overall the scoring, the way evaluation is done within Cortex. And so for those of you that have used Cortex prior, this is an update from last year. It's essentially a simplification in the sense that assigning faculty and applicant pairings, tracking whether faculty filled out their evaluations and scorecards, and the final decisions that faculty made were all done on a single screen. We've split them up into three separate screens here to make the workflow a lot simpler, but it functions essentially exactly the same way. On the assignments page, this is where you're able to make your faculty and applicant pairings. You can assign people by clicking on this button and then assigning a faculty member. I've already assigned one here. You can also do these in bulk, obviously, for the internal medicine programs that are getting thousands of applications and sort of every other specialty in between. You can select all of your applicants, you can select some applicants, and you can assign the selected to a particular list of faculty members in bulk. I only have one person attached to this account, but any of the faculty that are included in your account will display here, and you can add them and bulk assign very quickly. If you assign by certain medical schools, you can filter by various medical schools and type in the medical school names. You can also apply your filters and show those applicants as well. You can apply the blinders and whatever else you'd like to do here too. It will tell you how many people have been assigned. You can assign more. You can navigate between the pages. You can sort any which way you'd like as well. And what this does is this creates faculty and applicant pairings. And so those reviewers that have program interviewer, program resident, or program fellow roles that are reviewing will only see the applicants that they are assigned to, rather than in the program admin account I'm in, or the program coordinator account that you might be in, or the program director account would see all of the applicants. And so that's how faculty are able to see the applicants that you've assigned to them. If you want them to see all of the applicants, you can give them a program admin, program director, or program coordinator role as well, and they're able to do that too. So however you'd like to manage the permissions. Once the assignments are done, you're then able to score your applicants. I'm going to show you again how the blinders are applied. I was able to hide all of the grades, so you're able to do that as well based on the blinders that I applied there. But if you click the score notes, the score drawer will pop open. I've already pre-evaluated this applicant and submitted the scorecard, but assuming I hadn't, you can select whatever scorecards were created to do this. You can name these whatever you like. You can build various questions, scorecards, and competencies for both Cortex and Thalamus Core. That's through separate trainings that we have as well. If you're curious about that too, I'll talk a little bit more about that as well throughout the webinar. And you can go through, and we have different types of questions. We have kind of yes, no questions, multiple choice questions. We have Likert statement questions, milestone-based questions, rubric-based questions. We have scoring notes that you can include with questions. You can include unable to assess as an option. And then eventually you can edit and track that as well. And so that's how you can put in notes and put in scores and review your applicants overall. For the coordinators and administrators and managers, or anyone who is evaluating their faculty, we have evaluations here. This is the evaluations tab. We We will show you which ones have been completed and which ones have not been completed and which ones have not been started. This is the demo environment, so not much has been done here, but there will be visual cues with a green check for those that are completed, a kind of orange circle with a check for those that have only been a little bit completed, and the ones that haven't been started appear here in white as well. And so you can track all of your faculty and decide who you need to remind and train all of that as well. And then I've hid the names because the blinders applied here, but otherwise their names would display as well. In going through the scoring process and as you go through your applications, there are two types of statuses in Cortex that allow you to describe what you want to do with your applicants overall. And those are called My Recommendation and Overall Status. These are two different ways essentially to make decisions on applicants. The My Recommendation is essentially an ensemble vote. So anyone who is in Cortex that's been assigned to an applicant, or for the directors, coordinators, and admins that have that access, they're able to essentially provide a vote as to what they think the final action that should be taken on an applicant is. Directors, coordinators, and administrators have the ability to then set what's called an overall status. And in setting that overall status, you are taking essentially not a final action, but the action on an applicant. You can always change it. All of these buttons are flags within Cortex. They are statuses within Cortex. They do not change the applicant's status as far as they are aware. It doesn't send them a message. If you click interview, it doesn't invite them to interview. Last year we had the word invite. We replaced it this year with interview to try and assist with that confusion. We also describe what these means. These are just statuses within Cortex, but the My Recommendation is available to everyone, and the overall status is the final or the actual action that you want to take on that applicant. Again, all of this can be changed as needed. This is what we call the selection process, because this is essentially what you're doing in your application review and screening. You are selecting applicants who you'd like to invite to interview in Thalamus Core. And so as people go through scoring, they can put in the recommendations. If they have the interviewer, resident, or fellow role, they can also put in that if they have an admin, coordinator, or director role. And then the admins, coordinators, and directors, or whoever is the main person making the decisions in the recruitment process, or the committee that is doing so, can do that here. They can do it on the more detailed page as well, or you can do it on the selection page. And what the selection page does is it not only shows you the overall and final status that's taken on an applicant in terms of the final decisions, it also provides you the ensemble vote of all of your faculty about who picked which status, and it will aggregate those scores so that you're able to see. And then as the program director, you can, or whoever's making the decisions, can come to this page and walk through people's scores and evaluate them that way. You can go to the details page, you can go to the main applicants page, whatever workflow you prefer, you can decide which applicants to choose. You can filter across various different ways and various different settings to get down to more of a particular list, or see applicants with particular statuses and such as well. And then once you decide who you're going to interview and take that final action, you can click there and it says applicant status has been changed to what it needed to be. And then you can click, once you're done and have your list, send to Thalamus. And so this sends the applicants to Thalamus. You can also download a CSV file. This is the sandbox environment, so it's not sending anyone anywhere. But these are the applicants that your program would have selected to invite. It's showing you that 11 of them have been selected out of the 100 that are there. And it's also telling you that it's not going to invite them automatically. It's going to move them over to Thalamus Core. And so that is the way you send applicants to Thalamus Core for interview. You can do this again and again and again. You can add people, you can remove people. It won't duplicate anyone in Thalamus Core. Even if you've transferred the applicants prior, it won't delete anyone. You have ways to undo that in both cases. You can also delete applicants out of Cortex as needed also. The other piece that we didn't really cover because the applicants were already here is the way you get applicants into Cortex is through the AAMC and Thalamus API. You can move all of the applicants that applied to your program into Cortex through that API, which we have lots of documentation on and we'll be continuing to talk about as we lead up to this season and beyond. It's functioning essentially exactly the same way as it had prior. You can choose to send all of your applicants. You can filter your applicants in Aris PDWS. You can review your applicants in PDWS. You can send a subset of applicants to Cortex. You can send a subset of your applicants to Cortex. There's all different ways you can do this. For those of you that don't want to use Cortex and want to still use Aris PDWS, you can just send applicants directly to Thalamus Core for the interview process as well. So lots of different ways overall to move data. And that data will appear here. And as soon as you authorize an applicant into Cortex, it will sync all of their data. So even if they update an application or update a document, that sync will automatically move that data through the API into Cortex and keep Cortex updated as well. The only applicants you'll need to authorize if you want to see their data is any new applicant to your program. They need to be authorized. But once you authorize someone, their data is synced and will automatically update. And so this is the newest version of Cortex. We're going to do Q&A at the end, so I'm going to continue on with the webinar. But a big thank you again to our team and the entire community. This sandbox was a tremendous lift. We think it's going to be a really great tool for everyone to learn how to use Cortex and get comfortable with Cortex outside of the seasons, starting with the July Fellowship programs. Obviously, your season is right around the corner, but the September residency programs have many months to practice, as do the December fellowships. And the other nice piece is, as we continue to make updates to Cortex, they're also going to appear in the sandbox. So you're going to be able to play with things. You're going to be able to navigate easily back and forth to the sandbox, to the live instance of Cortex and otherwise. And so really, really excited. I think this is a huge step forward. I have a number of DIOs who've been asking us about this for a while, certain program directors as well. We really appreciate the feedback from the community to help drive us to bring this out for the community, and really excited about assisting in the change management for those programs that want to move to Cortex this season, now it being complementary through the collaboration with the AAMC. And so switching back to my slide deck here, we've completed the demo at this point. I have a few other comments about Cortex and kind of how to get ready and get started, and then we'll open it up for the Q&A as well. And if you have a question, please put it in the Q&A in the webinar as well. So what else is coming? July fellowships start next week. What's new? In addition to everything I just showed you, we've made updates to the Aris application for the new fields or any changes to the application since last year. That includes the interruptions and extensions questions are now 2 questions instead of 1. The expanded postgraduate training questions as well are included in Cortex. We've also updated the filter set, as I've mentioned, to include these additional filters, which were very important and very highly selected and needed filters that we got feedback from the community on. So all of those there will continue to expand the Cortex filter set I mentioned as we continue to do so. The Aris PDWS has many, many, many filters. Not all of them are frequently used, and so we're trying to find that happy balance of filters that get the programs the data they need without being overly cumbersome in finding those filters and setting those filters up for your program. And then what's coming for September residency? We have a lot of new pilots that are happening in Aris this year. There's a program signal statement pilot. So in addition to sending signals, students applying to anesthesiology and plastic surgery will be able to write statements as to why they're sending the signal. That'll appear in Cortex. There's other specialties that are doing a short answer specialty specific integration pilot that are asking specialty specific questions. Again, anesthesiology and plastic surgery, but also neurosurgery is involved in that pilot. And then there are a few specialties that are opting out of geographic preference at the specialty level, and that's orthopedic surgery and otolaryngology. And so these will appear in Cortex as we continue as well. But then what's coming next? What's even further down the road? What else are we doing? Well, Cortex is continuing to get smarter. We love our neuroanatomical puns at Thalamus. There's our whole ecosystem there with Thalamus Core and Cortex and Thalamus Video and Cerebellum and Itinerary Wizard, and we've tried to put them in the regions of the brain that correspond to some of those functions overall. And so we're doing a lot of enhancements. We're continuing to enhance the core clerkship transcript normalization piece. As I mentioned, we're going to expand Cortex in terms of AI and machine learning capabilities, looking at lots of different ways to pull sentiment analysis out of different writing, like the personal statement, or evaluate letters of recommendation, and doing some research and development efforts there overall as well, all following the AAMC's ethical principles for AI in medical education. We're working with the AAMC selection science and research teams to build a decision aid and fit indices to help use historical data to better align applicants and programs to ensure higher success rates of interview and or match where applicable. So there'll be more information from us there as well. We're building a lot of smart scoring capabilities. So in addition to the applicant index that I showed you, the fit indices kind of fit into that. Those will all roll at some point into smart scoring and allow discrete data elements of the application and the AI and other capabilities to be included in that Thalamus holistic review competency-based scoring overall as well. Big ask we got from the community with more usage of Cortex is to be able to send emails from Cortex, particularly rejection and or waitlist emails, so that they didn't have to go back into Eris PDWS to send those as well and kind of consolidate lists. This is something we're working on for the residency season, as well as tiering and tagging. There are tiers and scheduling groups in Thalamus core. Programs want to provide some sort of tiering and or scheduling group and have that carry through into Thalamus core, as well as the tags, the kind of post-it notes that you can provide within Cortex and send those into Thalamus core as well. And really much, much more. And I don't just put that there because like it's a great way to end the slide. We have some big news coming up soon, and I'm really excited about where we're headed with that also. So more to come. And in general, all Thalamus products are being updated. This is our newer brand that we launched about 6 months ago. We are expanding as a team, our engineering team, our product teams, our design teams, and really looking to step Thalamus up so that it's not only the most used and most loved software in GME, but it meets that bar for any industry and any standard. And our team continues to grow alongside this community and alongside this collaboration with the AAMC. And we're really, really excited about where we're heading in the future. This is a sneak peek at the new Thalamus video, which will roll out over the next several months, as well as the new Thalamus mobile app. But Itinerary Wizard and Thalamus Core and Cerebellum will also all kind of get these reimaginings with this new brand and this new user interface and user experience based on your feedback. And we really do love that feedback. It's what we act on. It's how we make Thalamus and all of our products better. And so we really appreciate the community in helping, keeping us honest, but also moving us forward and helping us innovate together. In terms of training, how do we learn how to do these things other than sitting here and listening to this webinar? We have a new webinar series. We have lots of new webinar series. You can train with us. We have a free webinar series called Preparing for Your Season. It contains 3 unique courses, one of which is setting up Cortex. Another one is screening and scoring applicants and getting Thalamus Holistic Review set up. And the last is setting up Thalamus Core. It's essentially everything you need to do to get your program ready to use Thalamus and Cortex and Thalamus products and Thalamus Holistic Review scoring. It's taught by our expert team, our expert customer success and customer support teams, predominantly all of whom are former program coordinators and program administrators and program managers who are not only experts in GME, they're also experts in our product. And so we really love helping and learning and growing with this community. And we have another webinar series too. We're halfway through it, but on July 16th is the next session. This is a combined joint webinar with the AAMC and the Eris team on building the future of GME recruitment. It's a learning series. It's 6 parts. For the first 3, there are videos available on the Eris site, so you can watch those, one of them which was yesterday. And we have 3 more, 2 of which are demos and kind of learning sessions. The last one is what we call an innovation session, where essentially we are getting together, or I am getting together with Gabrielle Campbell, who's Chief Services Officer at the AAMC, to do a fireside chat. And it's an Ask Us Anything and to talk about the future of the collaboration as well. They are listed in Eastern time there as well. You can sign up through the AAMC's webinars, and several emails have gone out and will continue to go out on that as well. We have lots of other training options too. You can go to thalamusgme.com/training and our entire training page. You can also go to thalamusgme.com/eris-collaboration, and that's our main collaboration page. You're able to see all of the data there as well. Um, and we have lots of different trainings, synchronous Zoom trainings, which are free, asynchronous recorded ones. Thalamus University Online Academy, which is a didactic-based tool to learn about Thalamus. User bases, user guides, knowledge bases, user bases, if you combine them together, and all of different ways, depending on your learning style, to use and learn Thalamus, including our advanced certification seminar, our super user course. There's custom institutional trainings, custom program trainings as well. Those last few options are paid opportunities. We have a tremendous amount of free resources, and whether you're brand new to GME or have been in your role for a decade plus, we love learning with you. We have lots of different resources. Our team is really passionate about teaching and learning and helping the community love our products as well. And so, how do you get started with all of this? And so you start for all of this by registering for Eris. There is a new registration process this year where last year you had to opt into Thalamus separately, and then we had to set everything up. When you register for Eris, that triggers program onboarding to Thalamus Core. It will also take all of the people that are in your Eris account and create their accounts in Thalamus if they don't have them from last year. If not, the accounts stay the same. You can also add other people to your Thalamus account if they're not involved with your application process, but they are involved with your interviewer process. We have new ways to bulk upload lists of people as well. In addition, through the API, you can also single sign on using your AAMC credentials or your Thalamus specific credentials. So lots of ways to add people or log in. In the administration page of Thalamus Core, Cortex will be enabled for your program, but you can decide which people listed on that administration page will have access to Cortex. And again, those are the roles of program interviewers, program residents, and program fellows. Will only be able to see those applicants that are assigned to them. Those interviewers, those reviewers that are program coordinators, program administrators, or program directors will see all of the applicants that are sent from Eris PDWS into Cortex. And then you're going to log into Cortex. And so you're going to click on your name in the upper right-hand corner of Thalamus Core and then click on the Cortex logo. Or you're going to log in directly at cortexapp.thalamusgme.com. Either way are ways to get into Cortex. You can bookmark that as well. And then you're going to get to enjoy the new Cortex that we reviewed today, as well as the sandbox, and hopefully have a great season. If you have questions about any of this or anything that I've said today, at any time, you can click on that help button at the bottom right-hand corner of any Thalamus page, and that will allow you to file a ticket with our customer care team. Again, many to essentially all are former program coordinators, administrators, and managers. They're super passionate about this community. We have super quick response times that orders on the average of single-digit minutes and have throughout the length and life of Thalamus. And we love helping you and answering your questions as well. And so that's how you get started with Cortex, in addition to the training materials and webinars and everything else that's happening. And it's just a reminder what's included in the collaboration with the AAMC. We have 5 products at Thalamus. Now 4 of them are included complimentary, the newest one being Cortex, which I went over today. And we're excited to offer that complimentarily for all Eris participating residency and fellowship programs. And again, when you register, we'll get you set up. If you have any questions about it, let us know. But Thalamus Core, our interview scheduling and management tool, is available complimentary. The Itinerary Wizard, which builds itineraries for applicants and interviewers. Cerebellum, which is our data and analytics dashboard that provides data at both the program and institutional level. And then Cortex. For those of you that would still like to use Thalamus Video, you're able to purchase it. We do also integrate with Zoom, Teams, and WebEx via API. There is no cost to that. And if you prefer to use those as well, those are available to you. Thalamus Video was really built for the GME process. We have a number of updates there for this season, including a new system and network test to really help everyone troubleshoot before they even try to experience it, to make sure their browser settings are right and their hardware is up to date and their microphone and their camera and their speakers work, and all the other key things they need to test overall, including on the institutional side, to make sure the right settings and ports are open and such as well. Excited about that too. But that has integrated scoring. It has integrated notes, very similar to the scoring drawer that I showed you in Cortex that also exists in Thalamus Core. And then we have an overview screen that provides a bird's eye view of the interview day so coordinators and admins don't have to play air traffic controller, moving people into and out of breakout rooms or deputize someone to do so should they be out for whatever reason. And what we found and the feedback we got is that it allows everyone to really focus on the interview day itself. And overall, Team Thalamus is here for you. Our team continues to grow with this community. We are passionate about this community. We are entering our 12th year, and we're our 11th year, finishing it up. We did 10 years last year. We were founded right at the end of 2013, so the way to measure and count is always a little bit challenging because it was the last day of the year, December 31st, New Year's Eve, 2013. But we have over 200 years of collective GME experience as an organization. I'm a former applicant who got stuck in New York City during Hurricane Sandy. My co-founder, Susie, is a residency program director and was recruiting people to lake effect snow in the winter in upstate New York. And over that time, we've built a lot of functionality to streamline this process for everyone, starting in anesthesia and growing to many, many other specialties. And our team has grown along the way and alongside the collaboration with the AAMC. These are kind of the pictures we take at our all hands meeting. The one on the left is from Austin 2 years ago. The one on the right is from San Diego a few months back. And we are really looking forward to another fantastic season. And so that was a lot of information, but again, super excited for Cortex and super excited to roll out the reimagined Cortex with the new user interface and user experience, as well as the sandbox to really help with change management throughout the overall community. And we will open it up to question and answers. Will this PowerPoint be shared after the call? We can certainly share this PowerPoint. We will also record we're recording this session and we'll make the recording available also. Will AI aggregate scores still work for international students who have clerkships in their own country? And that is a great question as well. The first subset of schools that we worked with was all US MD and DO granting institutions, as well as the international medical schools that have the highest rate of application to ERIS. We're continuing to expand that data set. I'd encourage anyone who's curious to read the methodology. There are significant limitations even in trying to standardize grades, several of which are particular to the international medical graduate community. We try to build things as from a product inclusive standpoint as much as we can, but there are differences in lengths of training, in how old the transcripts are, and the orientation of transcripts, the ways transcripts are copied, even the same translator translating the same transcript sometimes translates them differently. And so we're looking to close that gap and continue to assess and do that overall as well, and continuing to progress and enhance that. Another question we have is, how does Cortex handle programs that only have pass-fail rotations and no honors, high pass, etc.? And so we are normalizing the grades. There are some medical schools that give a very large proportion of students honors or certain grades that we normalize, and more schools have gone pass fail, and so depending on how many, we show you pass and we show you fail, and we show you what kind of percentile that is. It essentially adjusts the pass fail down to the 50th percentile and then readjusts based on how many fails there are up or down from there. It was the most equitable way we were able to determine that. We went through a lot of user discovery sessions, and that was where we landed for now, and we're continuing to expand that as well. There is a lot of variability even in trying to standardize grades that changes, and we're continuing to assess that over time. Short answer specialty pilot. Is that something that is appearing to in ERIS during application? Yes, that will appear in ERIS for those specialties that are participating in those pilots, and it will also appear in Cortex and Core. How does Cortex handle applicants whose schools do not offer honors? Very similarly, it takes what is a whatever the grading scale is, and it presents those grades. And so some schools are honors pass fail, some are honors high pass pass fail, some are honors near honors high pass pass fail, in several different categories, or just pass with distinction, or A, B, C, D, F, or a numerical grade. We've tried to standardize all of it based on the actual school's school scale to present that distribution, but then also come up with a percentile distribution as well, and that provides the comparisons within and across schools. I have 100 or so filters in Eris. Thalamus needs to build a way to import them, or I do not see how I will start using this for my review. And we appreciate that. I think that's feedback that we're getting from the community overall as well. There were a number of things like tracks that we didn't have in Cortex prior, and a number of the updates that I talked about today. I would say that that is towards the top of requests that we're seeing. We certainly understand that that will help with change management as well. Some of the nuance there is we don't have true parity of all of the filters, and I'm not sure we're aiming for true parity either, but we're in close contact with the Eris and AAMC teams throughout the collaboration. We continue to discuss things like this, and we really appreciate that feedback because it allows us to help prioritize these things as well. Uh, when I switch to Core, I have the option to choose between the two, but not seeing anything in Cortex. There won't be any applicants in Cortex yet because the season isn't opened. But if you click on the upper right-hand corner and then select the Cortex Sandbox, you'll be able to see the applicants that I reviewed today as well. All right. There's some questions about Thalamus video and how to optimize that overall. That was one of the reasons we built that systems and network test as well. We are continuing to make enhancements. We saw very robust statistics overall across Thalamus video. There were people that struggled. We've built a compatible mode to assist with that as well if bandwidth drops or other issues there to run on a low bandwidth situation. We also built that test to be more proactive as well. You can write to us and we're happy to send you that link. If you have any questions about that also, your applicants can run this too. And if there are issues, we continue to build in even more monitoring. And so we're happy to work with you, your program, your institution, or otherwise to streamline that more as well. Another question is, does my recommendation along with overall status for interview need to be checked before the final decision is checked for move to core? No, only overall status needs to be checked. My recommendation is essentially a vote. It's not a prerequisite to define that overall status. You just need that overall status of interview for those applicants to then move them over to Thalamus core. Is the PD able to set blinders that carry to all other reviewers and disable their ability to change them? With blinders, those are user applied. We have had some feedback that, such as a question like this, where the PD wants to set that or the program wants to set that. For now, the screen fields in Eris can be set and they can't be removed, and so they function in that way. Blinders were created prior to the collaboration with the AAMC and Eris. And now that we have kind of both of these modalities and these features and functions being blinders and screen fields, we're working on ways to marry those as well to provide more capabilities, including more program set level blinders and such as well. I appreciate the feedback there as well, and it is something more towards the top of our product roadmap as well. Can you explain the reason for keeping Cortex and Core separate? It can be challenging to have to move back and forth between the two. We look at them as very different phases of the application process. That said, one of the reasons we built Thalamus Holistic Review is to give it that streamlined single platform feel. We are working on other ways to allow you to move between them much easier, and so it should feel like the same. That's another big piece of feedback that we're getting. In the past, Cortex wasn't used as significantly throughout the season either. It was kind of used in the beginning, and then it was not used as much as everyone moved on to the interview phase. And so we decided to keep them separate. There's been a lot of initiative to move them together and make it feel like a single platform. And again, really great feedback today because these are things we're prioritizing on our product roadmap as well. Does your AI detect the use of AI in creating personal statements? This is one of my favorite questions that I talk about a lot. The technology exists to be able to do this. We did a panel on the ethical implications of AI at the AAMC's Learn Serve Lead conference last year in Atlanta, and we talked about this in that can AI do it? Yes. Should AI do it is a much more ethical and a much longer question. As an example, individuals who would be considered neurodivergent have a much higher likelihood of their actual writing being picked up as AI when it is indeed written by a human, so false positives. We are continuing to assess this, though. We're working on various research projects. The same question applies to kind of letters of recommendations as well. We're trying to be very particular and intentional about how we develop AI into this platform and ensure we abide by those ethical standards and also really make sure that we're not harming applicants or creating additional bias as well. But it's something we are often thinking about also. So a lot of really good feedback questions today of things we're talking about. Can I create an internal track for applicants who show an interest in liver and might want to enter our combined GI transplant hepatology fellowship program that we can see when we choose or rank for interviews? You can do that in Thalamus Core right now and create what we call scheduling groups. Those essentially act as tracks. You can also create tags, which are essentially post-it notes. These are features we're now looking to build into Cortex as well. And then the idea is those would carry through from the Cortex application review page to the core interview page. It is on our roadmap for the future and something we're excited about going forward. Uh, do, 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 do. Can we customize the Cortex extraction from structured text for MSPE and personal statements? That is something we're working on for the future to really get into those PDFs in terms of natural language processing and optical character recognition again, that would allow for more extraction to be done from those fields. And so that's something that our team is looking at as we expand out those AI and other kind of natural language processing, optical character recognition technical features as well. But great question. Is it possible to filter sort by the number of publications? I do not see this option under the applicant index settings or the sort function. We have put in number of publications into the filter set. It is in that updated filter set that will be available starting with the fellowship programs next week and continuing forward. We're working on additional sorting capabilities, but you will be able to filter on that this year as well. All right. Why is the Comlex exam show PE rather than CE? I have noticed this in Cortex and Core. That could just be an oversight, but I thought we have updated CE most places, but we will take a look at it again, and it should say CE. And appreciate that question and that feedback as well. All right. What does the notes section look like on Cortex? Will we be able to see it when we click on the applicant's page automatically, or have to click the notes button? Also, will the score be on the applicant page or have to click on the score tab? We have put it on the more detailed page as well, right at the top, because we know programs want to create those notes quicker and not have to click into the score drawer as well. But they are also in the score drawer, so they're essentially in both places, and that's based on feedback we got also, and we appreciate that too. Uh, I'm in archive mode, but no prior applicants can be viewed. When do I look in archive mode to view past scores? The scoring system was rolled out last year. Thalamus Core has archive capabilities. We're building out the archive capabilities in Cortex and Thalamus Holistic Review and the other platforms as well. Cortex also, Cerebellum also has an archive mode right now, but we are continuing to expand that archive mode, and it has been a big ask from programs of late with Thalamus Holistic Review entering its second year of general use. Will you start charging for this in the future? Great question. No, as part of the AAMC collaboration, this is a multi-year collaboration that is still going to be hopefully many multi-years. And the plan is not to charge for this. It is to continue to offer it complimentary. This is part of the collaboration with the AAMC and really one of the main benefits of this AAMC and Thalamus collaboration and what we want to bring and give to the community. So just as Thalamus Core, Cerebellum, the Itinerary Wizard have not been charged for the last several years. We're entering the third year of the collaboration, and this is continuing for multi-years into the future as well. Do, 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 do. Questions about interviewers accidentally scoring the wrong applicant, but not being able to remove or change the score. We've made some progress there. We're continuing to make additional enhancements there, and we'll continue to do so throughout this year. And so, yeah, answer that question. And is there a way to show if the applicant applied previously to our program? I'll have to get back to you on that one. I'm not sure. I don't believe so. I know for the SOAP mode that we put out last year, we were able to show you if there was a SOAP reapplicant because that was a field we were getting. If it is a field that does come through Eris, it's something we can certainly consider going forward, and we'll pass that along to our product team and assess if that is possible as well. And so, thank you. All right. We did it. We answered 125 questions between myself and our team. A big thank you to our team and to the community for coming and joining us for this webinar. Really had a blast today. Lots of great questions and feedback. Really excited for the upcoming season. Really excited for the rollout of this new Cortex and the Cortex Sandbox, as well as all of the other products that we're reimagining for Thalamus going forward. I thank everyone for coming today. This was a huge webinar, had over 500 people attend, and we will get the slide deck and the recordings available as well. We're looking forward to a great start to the season next week. And again, a huge thank you to our team for the monumental engineering and product and support efforts to get this ready for the community and get this out for everyone. We're really looking forward to a great season. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon.